And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing 7 Days to Die. And it's time to wire up. How this guy happened to find... Go away. He's like, oh, there's a little spot right in there I can get in. I'm gonna use it. So this guy needs to die as well. Anybody else? Did I see the shadow? Oh, okay. So we got a bunch of materials, like crazy amounts of materials in the last episode. I know it's crazy. I know getting 5 engines, 6 engines from one car is crazy. But in multiplayer games, those things are hard to come by at a certain point in the game. They're so picked clean. The world is so picked clean that it's literally impossible to find anything. So, you know, a little boost never hurt anybody. All right, so we've got wire tool. We've got wire relays. We have engines. We have all of the stuff. Let's get down here. Now, wiring these up, again, it's going to be 9 engines per generator bank, right? So you got to pick a side when you're, okay, looking at the generator bank, pick either left or right, and that's the corner blade trap you're going to connect to the generator. And whatever corner you're going to do, let's go left on this side. So the left of the generator bank, that's where we're gonna need to get over to here. So we're gonna grab the wire tool, and the wire tool is gonna go to this little guy, and this is gonna come over to this. No, what? I know I right-clicked you. You to here. So there's 20 watts. You to there. And then you to there. So that's what, 3. And then we can just go right from the generator bank on this next one. So that takes care of that one. There's 4. 5, 6, 7. Now, these ones over here, we have another relay for. So the relay itself, for reasons unknown, the relay takes a watt itself. So that's a thing. So you go straight up there. And you go up there. And this next corner, remember, we chose the left. So the left corner gets this generator bank. If we go over here, that generator bank gets this left corner. Right? So that is the last one. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 generators on one bank, which should be like 190 watts. Well, it's going to be 180 watts plus the 2 for the things, and these don't tell you how much they give. So I'm gonna grab 4. And we're gonna put 4 of them in here. Let's put 1 in. So yeah, 50 watts. That's what I thought, is they were 50 watts a piece. So that's 200 watts. That's plenty of power for all of these. Plenty. And let's refill it. And to verify that it's going to be exactly 182 watts, you can actually turn them on. And in my mod, I disable the running sound. So once they're spun up, they don't make a sound. They're a lot easier to live with that way. So 182 watts. You can see they spin up and then they're quiet. And just in time, I hear somebody out there. Oh, look at that. Well, we don't have the floor in yet, so I'm a little uncomfortable. Line them right up. Oh, a twitchy guy. Oh, yeah. Oh. Normally, I would have enticed them to come in over here, but we don't have the floor in over here yet, so that's a problem. That's a little bit of a problem. So while I'm doing this, I should keep that closed, just in case some rando zombie comes by. So let's turn these off. Not that they use a whole lot of gas. We've got infinite amounts of gas. So we're going to put this right there. And like here. And then... because the wires can only stretch so far. So that's why you need the relays. Do I want to put it... I should be able to put it right there. Okay. So that side is done. Let's get this side wired up. So you get connected to there. You get over here. See why this is so much easier when you leave gaps in the floor? So much easier than any other way that I've yet thought of. So those are done. Let's get this one. And then connect you. So that's almost the limit right there, I think. Okay, so that one's good. So let's get this one wired up. Now, if you want to really be crazy, you could link all these up, get a wiring system with a switch, and get them like maybe on trigger plates with a timer delay. Like you could go crazy with the systems. But what I have found is even with this setup, it can lag your game. So it's really the minimum amount of lag, but it still lags. So building a super complex system, did I not? No, that connected. It just didn't look right. And you want to go in the direction of the electricity flow. That's another little tip there. So you want to go from the power source to the destination. And then finally here. And I don't know if there's a limit to how many connections you can coming out of that, but I do know like a battery bank. So if I wanted a battery, like let's say I wanted to power all these with solar, a battery bank Unless they've fixed it, a battery bank will only accept power from one source, which sucks, but it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. All right, so we have all of these things wired up, and I don't know, do we have... So I need 12 more engines. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look at that. Just enough. Get off the ladder. Holy cow. I was just stuck on it. So we can put 4. And a full tank of gas in these will last days of game time. So, you know, don't worry about running these things. You know, they definitely last an entire horde night. That's not an issue. And don't worry about cutting the lines, the electric power lines. They're really visual only. There's no, they don't have a hitbox. You can't like cut them in any way. You can pick them block up. I could pick those blade traps up and it would sever the connection. But the reason I wanted to wire it down here is all of these wiring shenanigans here. Those I wanted to keep out of the line of sight during like horde nights. Otherwise, if you like try to put the generator banks up in this little area up in the base, you gotta like try to like look around them in order to see what you're doing, and I wanted them out of the way, which is why I wanted to do it down here. And yeah, now that they're all wired up, I can enclose this, which will once again secure the base and give me peace of mind. And then once the concrete is dried, oh, it is just an absolute bunker down here. All right. And I leveled up. If we look at my level, I'm 188. I leveled up so much when I dug out this trench. It was a little ridiculous. And I'm aware of how ridiculous it was. Looks like we have a rogue concrete block that refuses to dry. Why you refuse to dry, concrete? It's crazy that is still a bug. That has been a bug since like Alpha 14. It's been a bug since I've started playing. This is like either 14 or 15. Oh, I think it was 14 actually. Whoa. Little tight quarters. You can make this one taller, and it's a little bit easier to navigate. You don't feel so compressed when you're in here. But you know, having it right up against your head can give you a little sense of claustrophobia. This is why in any voxel game I play, I usually give myself at least 3 tall. But I don't intend to spend a whole lot of time down here. So once it's built, basically it's just going to be turning on the blade traps and then, you know, refueling, basically. Just keeping them full of fuel. Get these finalized. And the build is done. doing this on camera because this is the final step to the base. Well, there's one other thing we can do. And I can cover that pretty easily. I mean, it's not a drastic step, but I do want all these in and dry. I mean, Horde Night is again tomorrow night. I started recording this session or just before Horde Night, and now here we are again at another Horde Night. But now we have blade traps, and these things will chew zombies for dinner. Am I gonna have enough concrete? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have enough concrete. And that's one of the reasons I didn't fill in this flooring. If I wanted another space, see it down here. See, this looks a little bit better than up here. It's a big difference to me. I don't know what other everybody else feels like, but it can feel a little compressed down here with such a low ceiling. And then I want to get an idea of what it looks like for the outside. Last block here. There we go. Look at that. Where's my door? Is this it? No, that's not it. Where's my door? There it is. Okay. So, one of the last steps is, let me grab some of this. Might as well just use it all. Man, it looks like they did take that sound effect away. That is a godsend right there. Because that gets annoying. I don't think I did that. Pretty sure I didn't. I know they didn't get rid of the one on the forge though, because that I've shown a few times now. So barbed wire is nice because it sort of staggers the zombies. You know, when they walk on it, they sort of stagger. So it interrupts any sort of attack animation, and it does a little bit of damage to them, but man, my voice just cracked. Crazy. So one thing you can do is, if a zombie gets by your bullets, gets by the blade trap like knee splitter here, and it actually gets up next to your wall, you can put either a row of spikes around, and these are spikes that are left over that I didn't get around to finishing, or you can put some barbed wire down and put it flat down on face. Simple, advanced, auto rotate. No, we're gonna need. There we go. Right there. And we're gonna copy that rotation. So this, if they get by all of that, this will stagger them when they walk on it, and they'll not attack the wall as much, and they'll warn you. It'll basically be an audio warning, like there's a zombie on the wall, because you'll hear them. I gotta be very, very careful because my quick axe will just blow right through that concrete. Doesn't really matter which direction these things are faced either, so I mean, you can be fancy and turn it and rotate it, but you'd think the on-face rotation would actually be the one that works for you. Yeah, and this is why I didn't turn the blade traps on right away. So I think over here I'm just going to leave those spikes. I did repair that square that or that steel that was over there. That was very, very damaged. I repaired that up. So spikes are very effective, or you know, you can just go with barbed wire. They tend to avoid spikes, so it just kind of mixes up the AI a little bit. All right, that is a completed build right there. Once that dries, it's this base in multiplayer. It's absolutely impenetrable. Like there are just so many people that are shooting, and even if you don't have guns, even bows and arrows would devastate. You know, crossbows and all that kind of stuff would just devastate it. But with those blade traps running, oh man, does it chew up the zombies. So that is the final design and the final base. One thing you can do if you want to switch this out, if blade traps make it absolutely too easy, if blade, you know, if you want to get all of the kills yourself, you can either put some barbed wire down in the trench, slow them down, and as you're standing there, you can just pick them off. Or you can put like iron spikes right down the middle all the way around, and that'll do a significant amount of damage. They're way tougher than the wood spikes. And the iron spikes would slow them down and injure them, and you know, kill the weaker ones and slow down the bigger ones, and you would be able to rack up some XP by picking them off. But yeah, this base, just don't fall, you know, off of the roof and land in the spikes. I had that happen to a couple people in the multiplayer streams. You know, be aware that there are deadly spikes down there and deadly blade traps, because that's a thing. Don't just run up to the roof and hope for the best. And if you have trouble getting in a hole like this, put one of these here and finish that off. That way you can go up against it, and maybe even wooden ladder, just so you cling to it. There we go. Oh, too far down. All right, well, that is a great build. It only took us, what is that, 4 episodes to get that finished up, but it's done, and we'll be using it for the next Horde night, which is tomorrow night. So that is glorious. We'll see how it works. It's gonna be slicey and dicey, but it should be fun. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.